Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, we do. And we actually already have some questions lined up for you. And for the rest of the participants, you can post your questions in the chat box or in the activity section. And then we can present it to Ms. Rosas then subsequently. So the first two questions are actually, ma'am, from Dr. Yogita Sarwar. She wants to understand, have the teachers been given training through MOOCs earlier as well?
I don't quite understand this question, to tell you the truth. You mean earlier? What? I'm sorry, Dr. Yagita, but what do you mean by earlier? Before that?
Yes, so I am assuming Dr. Yogita Sarwal, you can clarify on the same. But from what I understand, she wants to understand that has the practice of using these massive online open courses for teacher training, was it prevalent before the COVID crisis as well?
Okay, so how have the teachers were getting trained before COVID, correct?
Yes.
So I think teachers, I think the schools have been, and teachers have been, I mean, we all know that digital learning was there. Schools were just basically ignoring it as a priority because the schools it's just hard for schools to change because they don't have enough incentives to change sometimes. But yes, some schools were providing training. Some teachers were getting training before, and some were not. So there are many things available online, for instance, and many schools that are providing their teachers with training. It's just a matter of doing it or not. I mean, it was always there. Mm-hmm.
All right. So were MOOC being used at any point of time for these trainings before COVID?
Sorry?
Was MOOC being used? MOOC, that is a mass open online course. So were these also being employed as a tool for teacher training before COVID?
So what tool was I using before COVID?
Yes, I think the question is more directed towards the use of MOOC, that is a massive online open courses.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So were they being used earlier before COVID for teacher training, or is it a very recent development?
No, I think many tools were used. It just depends on the school, on the teacher. It was the digital transformation was there for a long time, for who knows how long. It's just a matter of now it's urgent. So because it's urgent, people were trying to go faster and get it, quicker. And because they are not this move was not planned, they didn't plan it right because it was an emergency one. Now it's time to, you should be planning this already and getting all of those open source trainings that you didn't have before. Now, as long as you're doing this, it's fine, but you need to go after that at the moment. So I mean, I don't have any specifically one to recommend, but there are just so many. If you go online, and you will find many mocks.
Thank you. And there's actually a follow-up question from Dr. Yogita Sarwal. She's asking if you can suggest some ways to equip the teachers for better teaching, which will help them to sail through calamities like the COVID-19.
Okay, some ways to equip teachers. Well, this is for the teachers. They basically need training on whatever the tool that they're using. They probably have some way to use a tool to go digital and teach the kids. And what I can tell you is explore. When you think about the intervention, your lesson, before the lesson, think about first the objectives that you want to reach, and then ways, how are you going to do this online? You can't just try to forget the teacher speaking and student listening idea, and think about how maybe they can explore something, they can figure out things by themselves. I mean, they are online already, so can they research something? Can they produce something? You can use smaller rooms. Some tools offer you this video conferencing tools that you can have like breakout rooms. So you give them something to think about, and they go into a group and they think about this, they discuss something. And then, I mean, it's basically just thinking about it before on how you want to reach your assessment, your objective, and how are you going to assess that they have learned. But try not to think about a question like a quiz, you telling them something, them getting that information, and then just checking with a quiz whatever they got. This is not sustainable in the long run.
Thank you, ma'am. We have a question from Mr. Bayana, who's asking how these digital classrooms are coordinating and collaborating with the stakeholders.
Digital classroom are coordinating and collaborating with stakeholders.
Yes.
So coordinating and collaborating with stakeholders. So this is probably like the stakeholders, you mean like the coordinators, the directors of the school?
Yes. Yes.
Well,
Mr. Bayana, you can clarify on that in case you want. But yes, given my understanding, it would mean the leadership of the school.
Okay, so...
Okay. Thank you very much. Madam, this is like how will you collaborate with the stakeholders like parents, teachers, students, and management?
Okay, fantastic. Thank you for clarifying it. So it depends.
Okay.
Depends on the tool. You can get sometimes coordinators to get into the lesson sometimes and participate. You can also have them look at your lesson plan beforehand with you to make sure you know if you have any questions, they can help you with that. So what I mean is you always need support, this constant support, especially in this time of change. The school directors or coordinators, and they should always be giving you support. So they are there to support you in your needs. And this is something, sometimes they're not there to check if you're doing the right thing only. They're there to support you on doing the right thing, and also to support you on bringing consistency. So why do you need the coordinator or the director? Because if you have those people overseeing all the other classes, all the other teachers, you get some consistency on what you're doing for the kids. So the students, they can, when they go from one class to another, if they have a consistency in terms of how technology is used, the tool that is used, it's better for them. So that's how you do that. I mean, sometimes you can get them on your lesson. Sometimes you can work on collaborative tools online with them. You have Google, Microsoft, and so many other possibilities where you can exchange and talk to them. So having a collaborative and communication platform with them is essential at the moment, I would say.
Thank you, Ms. Rosas. Mr. Bayana, I believe that answers your question. So we can proceed with the rest of the questions. If anybody has any queries, you can post it on the chat box. We do have the time for a few final questions.
Amrata?
Yes.
I'm Lonu Gogoi, and I would like to put basically related to assessment. So I wish to know whether, because in the class we have different, students have different learning abilities. So when you do an assessment, so do you cater to their needs also?
How do you support students when they have different needs, right?
Different learning styles.
Yes.
You know, I was teaching for 15 years, and I always liked the online because I find it even easier for me to collect information and to support different students, different levels of, the students with learning difficulties, the students with who are behind, who are ahead. I always found it better and easier because depending on the tool that you're using, it will give you information how they're progressing, how they're learning. And when you're in a 50 minutes class, physical class, you don't have time to do all the things you have to do, like helping this child do this and helping that child do that and so on. But if you are online and you're not doing this 50 minutes class, like you're not just speaking and having them listen to you for the 15 minutes, you're actually saying, well, you're going to explain whatever you're going to go about in the first 10 minutes, and then you're going to go let them work on it, and then you can actually have some one-on-one time with those students, or you can talk to them later or give them more personalized activities. So you can give the same type of activity but different levels for your whole class in a second. So depending on the tools that you're using, and there are many free tools for that, you can have those. You can even support all your kids in different ways, because you can just manage it better. Your microphone is moving.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for answering it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Rosas. I think you have answered all the questions quite beautifully and quite satisfactorily. Digital innovation is definitely the option. I think it's a high time we stop fighting it and get comfortable with the new realities. And instead of hoping for, let's say, going back to what we think is normal. So I think that is absolutely important. This is a new normal, and if we accept it, then it will work with us rather than against us, I feel. And besides that, considering that the whole world is undergoing a digital revolution, and it will keep undergoing a digital revolution for times to come, it is very important that we make students also comfortable with this reality. I mean, skills is important, yes, like how to work a computer, but the fact that they may have to work on a computer for a long term is something that they need to get comfortable with and learn how to balance it with their lifestyle. So yes, I think your session was quite relevant in even if COVID would not have happened, I think your session would have been quite relevant because of the way that the world is moving forward in a particular direction, and this is global. This is not something that's related to any first world or second world or third world country. It is global, and thank you for bringing that to us, and also introducing your organization, which is working so well in this field. Like you said that you have some videos and all on your YouTube channel which can be accessed by all. I think that is quite generous on your part.
Very good. Yeah, that's the objective. The objective is we do have some schools that pay the memberships and they get this personalized support, but our idea is that with that money or the resource that we get from those schools, we produce more and more videos to be freely available for all schools.
Yes, so I would like to bring out to our audience that the organization that Ms. Rosas is associated with, the EduTec Alliance, does have a membership-based platform as well, and it has actually quite a lot of options for those who become members as well. And like we have already discussed, that her channels on her website as well as the YouTube channel has a lot of free content as well. So please connect, please utilize this. I think technology is one of the most unbiased things which has no boundaries, no borders nowadays. So it is definitely something that all of us can use without any hesitation. It is one common language for all. So please everyone, let's connect. And I think it is important that we utilize the platform that Ms. Rosas has created for us. We have also shared her email ID on the group itself, the chat box. So I'll read it out for everybody. That is her name. That is Glaucia Rosas at edutecalliance.com. I'll spell it out as well. It is GLAUCIA.ROSAS at edutecalliance.com. So I'm sure we all can work towards this framework more, and EduTec Alliance is, I think, there to help us ease through the process. So thank you, ma'am, for sparing your time today and joining us for the session today and helping us through the whole process. I'm sure we can learn a lot more, but then all of us currently have a limited time slot. So hope to collaborate with you and connect with you later.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you everyone for the questions and for taking your time to participate. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you all.
Have a great day ahead, ma'am. And thank you to our participants for connecting with us today. We'll be joining again for tomorrow at 5 o'clock sharp.
Bye bye. Thank you.